Virgil Hoyt had a peculiar view of the world. As a photographer's assistant in St. Paul, he loved light, form, and symmetry, but he hated sorrow. Sorrow, to him, was a messy thing, a thing that clung to your skin, to your mind like damp smoke. If he could paddle 500 miles up some cold Canadian river to avoid sadness, he gladly would. But sometimes work doesn't care about what you like. And on this particular day, work came calling, in the form of a dead woman and a grieving family. The house was grand, too grand to feel so cold. They ushered Hoyt into the front parlor, the kind with heavy drapes, gaslight chandeliers, and silence thick enough to drown in. There, in the center of the room, lay the mother, pale, regal, still, draped in white satin, her hands folded neatly over her chest. Flowers poured over her body like an offering. Hoyt noticed the daughter arguing quietly with someone. Something about turning the coffin upright, but he brushed it off. He didn't want to get involved. He said he could adjust the angle. He'd handled trickier shots before. And with that, they left him alone. With the dead. The room was too quiet. Even the ticking of the mantel clock seemed afraid to speak. Hoyt stepped closer to the coffin. The dead woman's face was strong, stubborn, the kind of face that once made decisions and expected them followed. A strand of hair had slipped out of place. He gently tucked it back. One of the rosebuds on her chest stood too tall, breaking the line of her jaw. He snapped it off and let it fall. His hand brushed her cold cheek more than once. And though he didn't like it, he kept his mind on the work. 3 shots, just in case. Then he packed up and left, glad to be out of that parlor. Days passed. Hoyt was busy with weddings, portraits, scenery, life. He forgot about the woman in the coffin until it came time to develop her plates. In the red-lit darkroom, he dipped the glass negatives into the chemical bath. Slowly, the image bloomed to life, but as the details sharpened, his stomach turned. There was something there, a veil, thick, opaque, draped over the woman's face. Not in one image, but in all 3, covered her entirely. You couldn't see her eyes, her nose, her mouth, nothing, just a smooth curtain of shadow, as if she'd drawn it there herself. Hoyt didn't believe in ghosts. He didn't believe in anything he couldn't explain. So he made a few prints and shoved the rest into a drawer. Days passed. He told himself he imagined it. But the universe isn't kind to people who want to forget. His boss came asking, "Where are the pictures of the dead woman?" Hoyt hesitated, then reluctantly showed them. The older man studied the prints. Long, quiet, unmoving. Then he spoke. "You're young. You've probably never seen anything like this before. But I have. You want an explanation? Explain why the sun rises." Hoyt prayed the family would forget. But prayers, like grief, are often ignored. One afternoon, the daughter came. "I'd like to see my mother's photographs," she said. Hoyt tried to deflect. They didn't come out. Well, but she insisted, and he regrettably handed them over. She looked at the first photograph, and her knees buckled. Hoyt had to grab a pitcher of water just to stop her from fainting. When she could speak, her voice trembled. There was nothing over Mother's face. "I know," Hoyt replied. "I touched her face myself." Silence. Then, hesitantly, Mother never allowed herself to be photographed. She said no one would ever see a picture of her. She didn't like how she looked. Hoyt stared at the veiled face on the photo. "Well," he said softly. She kept her word. They stood by the fireplace. Hoyt pointed to the flames. "Throw them in," he said. "Don't show your father. Don't keep them. Some images aren't meant to be seen." The daughter nodded. Slowly, one by one, she tossed the photographs into the fire. The paper curled, blackened, and vanished in the blaze. Then Hoyt took out the glass negatives and shattered them in his hands.